Hello there and welcome once again to the Mayor's Magazine. I'm Mick Cornett, the Mayor of Oklahoma City. We're here every month talking about issues that are topical to the city of Oklahoma City. And in our first segment today, we're going to visit with Scott Booker. Now, there's two real things you can talk to Scott Booker about. We're just going to go ahead and talk to him about both things today. First of all, Scott is very involved with ACM. That's the Academy of Contemporary Music, which is located in Bricktown in downtown Oklahoma City. And secondly, he is the manager of the Flaming Lips, one of our resident rock bands. So Scott, welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine.
Well, thanks for having me. I always love to be here.
Let's start with the Academy of Contemporary Music. It has certainly lived up to the expectations that were set for it, say 5 years ago, when people talked about, the School of Rock and bringing this, this talented vibe of young people into Bricktown and downtown Oklahoma City with the expectations of escalating enrollment, and it seems like everything's coming true for it.
Things are going great. We're right around 400 students right now, and we're going to have our first graduating class at the end of this semester. So we'll see these kids starting to go out into the music industry to find their way in the world, basically. So I'm really excited about that. We're expanding our business development center to be able to help them. But I've got to tell you about one of my students, a kid named Dante Jones. I say a kid, young adult. He got a Grammy this year.
While he's in college here in Oklahoma City?
He actually graduated with his 2-year degree, moved out to LA, and started working with Kelly Clarkson, wrote a song and produced it with her. He won a Grammy with her for her song. I think it was Best Pop Vocal Album was the category.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah, it's really great.
What would he have learned at ACM? Does he learn songwriting? Does he learn the music business? What does he learn at ACM that would help him, we get such an
Well, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, there are songwriting classes. He was actually a production student. So what he did is he learned how to work in a studio. He learned how to work with artists and help them write songs and record simultaneously. And also, many of our production students are songwriters and people that are interested in making music that other people can sing on. And that was the path he followed. And he moved out to LA. He already had some connections out there and was able to get in there. I forgot this. He was actually nominated for the Chris Brown record that he worked on as well. So he was nominated for 2 Grammys and won 1.
And so it's an example of someone who may not be necessarily a performer, but can make a living in the music industry.
Absolutely. There's so many ways to make a living in the music industry. I'm not a performer. I'm the manager of the Flaming Lips. I've run record labels and done different things. So at our school, we teach all aspects. We teach you how to be a performer, if that's the path you want to follow, or if you want to be a production student, or if you just want to be in the music business and be a manager or be a record label, we help you learn how to do that as well.
It's fascinating. And how's the expansion plans? I know when you started down in Bricktown, it was a pretty small footprint.
Well, exactly. Right now, we have taken over basically the whole building. Originally, we were just on the top floor. We've now built out the 2nd floor. We're beginning to build out the 3rd floor. We have a record store on our 1st floor. Guest Room Records opened up down there.
I just bought some CDs in there.
There you go. Great.
A couple of weeks ago, I got the Willie Nelson's Greatest Hits.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I bought U2's first CD.
All right.
Well, those things are hard to find.
That's a wide range of music there, from rock to country. I like that.
Well, what's next for UCM? What are you looking for?
Well, the next thing I'm really excited about is April 13th.
ACM, I said UCM. ACM.
Well, it's ACM at UCO, so you can do whatever you want to call us, but it's ACM at UCO. But we're taking over Bricktown on April 13th. You'll be able to come down, and we've done this. This will be our 4th annual ACM at UCO Rocks Bricktown. And we have 80 bands playing in around 12 or 13 venues around town. Some of them are outdoors, some of them are inside of like the Wormy Dog or different venues down there. And we have our own performance lab. And this year I'm super excited. I haven't signed the paperwork, so don't quote me on this. But we're pretty sure we're going to have Nile Rodgers and Chic as the headliner. Now, you might not know Nile by name, but he just recently released a biography. Chic was a huge disco band, so this is going to be a dance party that, Yowza, 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 that song, and Freak Out, and all those great songs. But Nile's going to do a master class as well, which is really great, the day before, where he talks about not only his band Chic and what they've done, but he also produced David Bowie's Let's Dance album. He produced and co-wrote Like a Virgin for Madonna, Diana Ross's Upside Down, and currently he's working with electronic band Daft Punk. So he's got a great deal of expertise to offer to us besides the performance he's going to be given as well. But the bottom line is April 13th, Bricktown is going to be just covered with amazing bands, and come down. It's free, it's family friendly, it's great.
And April 13th is what day of the week?
It's a Saturday.
All right, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It's going to be fun. No Thunder games, so you're free to come.
Well, it sounds good. If you start looking down the road at what ACM can accomplish, where are you trying to take this?
Well, basically what I would like to do is build the music industry even stronger here in Oklahoma. There's no reason why these talented people that have come from Oklahoma and had to leave to make their mark, you know, the Flaming Lips are a rarity that they've stayed here and they have a manager that, you know, works here. You know, of course, the record label's in LA, but if you look at artists like Garth Brooks or Toby Keith that live here, but so much of what they do is based outside of the state, we want to change that model. We want to create a situation where maybe 5 years from now, the next Garth Brooks not only lives here, but his manager works here and his record label is here. And it'll take time. But if you don't start, it'll never happen.
Yeah. What types of music are you seeing people gravitate toward at ACM? Well,
you know, I originally would, you know, people call us a school of rock, but really it covers all the bases. We have a lot of country artists, we have artists that are interested in electronic and hip hop, and we also have your plain old rock bands.
All right, let's shift gears and talk about the Flaming Lips.
Well, we have a new record coming out April 2nd,
okay.
So I'm very excited about that. It's called, don't be scared, it's called The Terror, but it's a beautiful record. It's, you know, each Flaming Lips record is very different from the one before. I mean, obviously, you know, when you buy records by a band over a period of time, they sound the same because you get used to the voice or the way a guitar player plays or something. But with the Lips, those things remain the same, but the album itself is just different. It goes in a slightly new direction each time. And I think this record is beautiful, you know.
And they continue to receive rave reviews and pretty good attendance at their concerts around the world.
Absolutely. You know, we're setting up shows all around the world right now. I mean, they'll be in Asia, they'll be in Europe, and of course all over the United States. We haven't decided when we'll play in Oklahoma yet. You know, we just played for Halloween, a Halloween show last year, so we'll figure out what we're going to do here. But, you know, we always like playing here at home. But we love being ambassadors for Oklahoma and Oklahoma City around the world.
How many dates will the Flaming Lips play this year?
Oh my gosh, I don't want to say it out loud because they'll panic. It'll be a bunch.
But their schedule's busy.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, it's been a busy year already because we've been also working on our Broadway show, which is called Yoshimi Battles of Pink Robots. And I say Broadway, it's actually been playing in La Jolla in California. It's what they call a workshop. It's where they get it ready to be able to take it to London or Broadway in New York. And the reviews have been great, and people have really been loving it. So I'm really excited about what we're going to do with that next.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, Scott Booker, thanks for coming on. Thanks for all you're doing with ACM. And of course, we're very proud of the Flaming Lips. Every time they mention that band's from Oklahoma City,
and I'm going to see you dancing on April 13th, right?
And what type of dancing will that be?
Disco dancing.
Disco dancing. Of course you will. More on the Mayor's Magazine right after this.
Did you know 1/3 of an average landfill is made up of packaging material? Why be part of the problem? Recycling is as easy as rinsing and throwing. No need to sort. Set out the little blue bin on your regular trash day. Now it even pays to recycle. Each week, one lucky Oklahoma City resident will win $100 just for setting out their little blue bin full of the proper recyclable materials. Be part of the solution. Start recycling today.
It's not his new group of friends. It's not the video games. It's not the neighborhood.
Mom, do I have to go to school today?
The biggest threat to your child's future could be you. Every day they miss, even in middle school, puts their graduation at risk.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. You know, it's almost baseball season, and Alex Freeman is here. Alex works for the Oklahoma City Redhawks, the AAA affiliate of the Houston Astros. They have their wonderful ballpark downtown, and he's in charge of media relations and broadcasting. Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
You know, the snow just melted about a couple of weeks ago, and here we are talking baseball. It's a fun time of year.
It's like we were taking down the snow tubing tracks just yesterday, but now, yeah, we're getting the field ready for play, and gosh, first week of April is creeping up on us.
The team got much better last year. Houston has had its troubles at the major league level, but 2 years ago our Redhawks won 68 games. Last year they won 78 games. So I guess the obvious question is, are they going to bounce backwards or are they going to keep moving forward? What's your take?
It's such a funny thing, minor league baseball, especially AAA, and the way the Houston Astros are going. They're in a big rebuilding phase right now. A lot of young talent in the minor league system, a lot of which will be playing in Oklahoma City, but you never know. Left fielder goes down with an ankle injury, you might lose one of your key contributors. Same with pitching, and especially, like I said, because of the Astros, they're trying to figure out who's going to be in place for the future. So if someone's showing a lot of promise at AAA, they might bring them up. If they impress there, they might stay there. If not, maybe just give them a little taste of the big leagues, send them back. So we're going to have a lot of talent, but it's going to be young for a AAA team, but it's going to be a fun team to watch.
And the relationship with Houston. What has been their pattern about calling players up or sending players down? You know, some organizations like to send their AA guys to the majors and keep AAA for guys that just might be a spot replacement at the major league level. Does the Astros seem to have some sort of system in place and how they treat their AAA team?
I think the old management in the past, the old leadership in the baseball operations of the Astros, they would sometimes just bring guys straight up from AA. We saw a lot of that in 2010 before the Redhawks and Astros became affiliated, but now it's more about patience and putting guys one step at a time up the ladder, and who knows how long they'll stay there. Like I say, a lot of different things can come into play, but if there's someone who's really bright at AA, they're going to be in Oklahoma City before they go to Houston.
And how's the ballpark holding up? The ballpark's now 15 years old.
That's kind of hard to believe. Now you say that, and we talk about it a lot, and you know, we're fortunate to have such a great relationship with the city, and obviously a big thank you to every one of your staff and everything that goes into keeping the ballpark in its current shape. A lot of renovations this past off season, a lot of paint jobs, replacing new stairs, things that you just don't necessarily think about. You think about the big scoreboards and improving stuff like that, but a lot of little things, a lot of new signage as well that's going to help fans kind of be a clear direction of where to go in the ballpark. And our exterior signage as well is all new. This is the second year we're known as Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. Last year, unfortunately, we just had some temporary signs up. We have some beautiful LED signs up now, both on the exterior of the ballpark as well as inside the ballpark as well.
And the fan base has been coming out and supporting the team.
Well, last year we had the highest increase in attendance in the Pacific Coast League, and we expect it to even get further than that. We already have 2-3 sellouts in the books already. We're going to have a ton of fireworks nights as well, and we've been fortunate to have the support we do, and I imagine it will just continue to grow.
And the Oklahoma City business community has been very supportive.
Oh, exactly. We're fortunate to have the corporate partners we do, whether it's some of the bigger companies like Mercy or Integris or Majestic Roofing. We'll talk about them in a little bit as well. Anyone who comes and supports us, we're glad to have on board. And, you know, we're all about family entertainment there at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, and they recognize that, and we help them out, and they help us out as well.
I think sometimes people forget the public art that's on display, but you have the statues of Mickey Mantle and Johnny Bench and Warren Spahn outside, as well as some busts of some other individuals who have ties to the state of Oklahoma. And it really is a great place to bring a child or a grandchild to come down and kind of connect with the history of baseball and at the same time look at the stars of tomorrow.
And not just on the outside as well, and the inside on our suite levels, we've got just all sorts of memorabilia from baseball throughout Oklahoma history. We've been fortunate to work with the Oklahoma Sports and Hall of Fame Museum in acquiring certain pieces and kind of doing a mutual thing. We'll give them some stuff, they'll give us some stuff, and it's just a great way to learn about the history of not only baseball in Oklahoma City, but baseball in the state of Oklahoma, and players who you might not realize are from the state of Oklahoma who have gone on to do a lot of great things.
And I understand you're going to be allowing the high school teams to play in your stadium again.
Exactly. Throughout the month of March as well as early April, the Majestic Roofing High School Baseball Series. It's a program that began a couple years ago. was about 13 games in 2011, 19 games last year, 28 games this year. Almost a game every day throughout the course, and sometimes even more than in one game per day as well. And teams from not only here in the metro area, but from all around the state, just a great chance to give kids a chance to get a professional experience with the scoreboards going, the dugouts, the PA system. It's really going to be the highlight for a lot of those players' careers.
Afternoon games, evening games, what time do those high school games take place?
It's all throughout the day. Usually if it's a weekday, usually it'll be at 4 or 7. If we have games on Saturdays, it's spread throughout. The best way to find out is to go to our website, okcredhawks.com. We'll have a full listing of the games and their times. And the best part is, free to the public.
When's the season start?
The Redhawks will begin April 4th. That's a Thursday. We'll be at AutoZone Park in beautiful Memphis, but then we'll come home about 8 days later in the home opener, Friday, April the 12th. We'll also be playing the Memphis Redbirds that day as well. Fireworks and everything. Begins an 8-game homestand. Your first chance to get a look at the 2013 Oklahoma City Redhawks.
And if people want to buy tickets ahead of time, what should they do?
okcredhawks.com or give us a call, 405-218-1000, whether it's just single game tickets, whether it's to other events such as the Bedlam Series, the Big 12 Tournament, group outings, season ticket packages. We've got anything that's suited for you. So again, 405-218-1000 or visit us online at okcredhawks.com.
All right, and not everyone is going to realize that you guys manage the facility 12 months a year, and so when the snow tubing was going on over the winter, that was you guys running that too. How did that turn out for you?
Oh, it was great. You know, and we're so glad to be able to do that every year as part of downtown in December, and it takes a lot of work, you know, building those tracks and everything. And when we first opened it, the weather was not cooperating with us in terms of snow tubing weather. It was nice because it was warmer, but it meant a lot of work for those crews, you know, maintaining those slides and everything. And they did a lot of hard work, and eventually it got colder and continued to have a lot of people come out to the ballpark and have some a great time over the holidays.
And you've been in Oklahoma City about a year now.
Yeah, hard to believe.
What's your take? What are you telling people from around the country when they ask about it?
Well, when they say, you know, we've got 16 teams in the Pacific Coast League, and in terms of ballpark, atmosphere, everything, we're at the top, if not at the top. There's some maybe newer facilities, but they're out in the suburbs, such as in Omaha. But to have our ballpark and to have support we do, kind of be right in the middle of things. In our relationship with the Astros, it's great. And just the city in general, everyone here is very welcoming, and I'm very fortunate to be part of it.
All right, Alex Freeman with the Oklahoma City Redhawks, and give us again the date of the home opener.
Friday, April the 12th.
Friday, April 12th, and so you can go on the website and sign up your tickets now, or plan to take a youth group out there sometime this summer. Redhawks offer great entertainment. Alex, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll have more on the Mayor's Magazine right after this.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
That's a wrap, Rumble.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. I'm Mick Cornett, the Mayor of Oklahoma City. We're in our last segment of this month's show, and with us is Scott Hill with the Devon Energy College Basketball Awards. Welcome back, Scott.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate having me back. Second time I've had an opportunity to be on here, and we've got a couple more awards to talk about today than we had the last time. So it's kind of nice to be here. Appreciate it.
Well, it's thrilling to have you back. You've been a household name in this community for several decades now, as a businessman, as an athlete, and now running this organization that does so much to help people, and also to keep at the forefront the name of Wayman Tisdale, not to mention Henry Iba and some other Oklahomans who have done so much to kind of push this state's heritage forward. So thank you for doing all that, first of all.
Well, it's been a pleasure. I tell you what, I told a lot of people that the greatest job I ever had, or easiest job, was being a coach at University of Oklahoma, because you could get in any high school in the country. They let you in because of who you represented. And representing legacy of Wayman Tisdale is about the same. Everybody knows who he is, and you really get a lot of support from all across the state, being able to represent his name. And then his name, along with our award, has gone such a long way all across the country to make it a national award.
Well, let's talk about that, the history of the award, what it's about, and how it brings attention to Oklahoma.
Okay, well, we just had an idea one day to try to help some kids. As you know, we've got several kids that play in our basketball leagues, and so we wanted to put together a foundation. We thought about having a Freshman Basketball Player of the Year award. Got on the internet, looked on there, nobody was actually doing that. We thought about doing that. I had known Wayman back when I was coaching at Oklahoma, got a hold of Regina. He had passed away the year before. Regina Tisdale's wife gave us permission to use his name, and the Wayman Tisdale Freshman Player of the Year award was started that year. We went up and made a presentation to the United States Basketball Writers Association at Indianapolis that year, and they ended up being our selection committee. So they're now the selection committee for the Wayman Tisdale Freshman Player of the Year award, the Oscar Robertson National Player of the Year award, as well as the Henry Iba National Coach of the Year award. So it's worked out to be a really good marriage between us and the Basketball Writers Association.
And the date for the event is coming up here in April in Oklahoma City.
April 15th, Monday, April 15th, out at the National Cowboy Western Heritage Museum.
Well, that's exciting.
Yes, it is.
And where does the money go? Where are the kids that benefit? Where do they live?
They live in and around Oklahoma City. The event, scholarship, we've gradually got up. We actually scholarshiped over 3,000 kids here this year.
Gosh.
In our basketball leagues. We also support the Wayman Tisdale Foundation. We provide at least one prosthesis each year in conjunction with Scott Sabelich. And then we also provide a scholarship through the United States Basketball Writers Association for their academic award.
And Wayman Tisdale was an outstanding college player at the University of Oklahoma, then went on to have a very long and productive NBA career as well. But as you mentioned, that with the connection to prosthetics, Wayman developed cancer just a few years ago. And lost his life, and at one point lost his leg and was wearing a prosthesis.
Yes, he was. As a matter of fact, he was wearing it, the time when he really started having the problems. It's interesting to watch him go through the film. I don't know if you've seen the film, but he was such a strong man all the way up to it. I say, and every talk I get to say, if I can only be like Wayman, I mean, he literally faced death with a smile, and what a strong personality, Christian man, and it was a great example and good legacy for us to carry on.
This event is special because you're not only honoring one of the great Oklahoma basketball players, you're honoring one of the all-time greats in the NBA.
Yes, we are. Oscar Robertson. He'll be here that night. He's be here and actually present his award to whoever the winner is, be picked by the United States Basketball Writers Association. So that'll be quite a night to have him. Tom Izzo is our humanitarian honoree, and Devin presents that, and Integris Health presents the Wayman Tisdale Award. We haven't found the Henry Iba guy yet. I hope somebody out there will holler at me and help us out with that Henry Iba Award. But yeah, we've got sponsors for each one of them, and really looking forward to this, all four of them.
And for basketball fans out there who might be interested to know that Oscar Robertson one year averaged a triple-double, and that's a great feat to do it once in the NBA. Some guys do it more than once, but to average it for a season is unheard of today.
7 years ago, nobody in Oklahoma City would understand what that is. Now everybody knows what that means.
Well, that's right. The NBA presence here is alive and well. And Tom Izzo will be coming in. Tell us more about Tom.
Tom is he is a great philanthropist. That's part of what we honor somebody each year. Dick Vitale first year, the Jimmy V Foundation. He's really done a great job with that.
I remember that event fondly.
Yeah, right, and Coach Mike Krzyzewski from Duke with the Emily Krzyzewski Foundation out in North Carolina, and then Tom Izzo this year has a multitude of different things that he supports. Particularly, he supports a battered women's group out of Michigan. One of the great things about him is he averages higher than any other college basketball coach with graduation rate of any of the schools in the NCAA, which is a great thing to be able to talk about.
And the Wayman Tisdale Award goes to the outstanding freshman in the country. Who were some of the players that might be considered for that award?
Well, Marcus Smart, need to talk about him first up at Oklahoma State. As I was telling you, had an opportunity to go up and watch him play, and what an athlete he is. And he's one of the 5 finalists. There's Mohammed Shabazz out of UCLA, the Macklemore player from Kansas, and then Anthony Bennett from UNLV. Those 4 are the 4 that everybody's really talking about. And it'll be narrowed down, as a matter of fact, next week to the top 3, and I don't know which one of those 4, but it'll be one of those 4.
And when will the winner be announced?
We'll announce the winner. We'll actually know about the 20th, the 25th, and we'll probably announce it 2 weeks prior to the event. You know, we're going to stagger that out. 1 week it'll be the Oscar Robertson Award, and the next week we'll announce the Wayman Tisdale Award.
And if people want to get tickets to this event, what should they do?
Go to collegebasketballawards.com. That's the easiest way and most memorable way. 749-1515, either place. We'll get them, and we'll be glad to take care of them.
All right, let's back up just a little bit. I want to get your kind of perspectives on Oklahoma City and the Thunder and what they brought. From your viewpoint, what has the Thunder brought to this community?
Oh my goodness, it's brought a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of support. There's no doubt about that. And I think, you know, for Oklahoma City, the state, on a national scene, goodness gracious, how many times now are they on national television when you get to see the Devon building and the arena that we replaced, Chesapeake Arena, and just so many different things it brings to the light to Oklahoma City, Bricktown. People that come in, you know, I've run into them. I came down to see the Christmas lights, and some people were just walking or driving through, and their car had broken down. They were walking. They thought it was just amazing. Never been to Oklahoma City. It's things like that that the Thunder's brought attention to.
3,000 young people playing in these youth basketball programs. That's got to have some sort of impact on the Thunder as well.
I think so. It's made it a lot easier for us. I'm sure everybody in town, they wanted to play football. Now I think they're concentrating on playing basketball a little bit. So the youth leagues have grown quite a bit.
All right, now put on your analysis hat on the college football in the state of Oklahoma. Both Oklahoma State and Oklahoma's programs are becoming more and more profile all the time.
They are, and you know, as a former coach, it's difficult to really pull for Oklahoma State at this point in time. You know, at this point in time, you want them to win every game but one when you're an Oklahoma person. But it's really neat to see Mike Gundy and his staff have the success that they're having up there, and Coach Stoops has been doing it for a long time. But to have 2 teams that have won the conference and year in, year out, you know, in the top 20 and in this league, it's been a lot of fun to watch. And I can just, I'll bet you that it'll continue to be that way for a long time.
And Oklahoma's chances next year having to replace the all-time record-setting quarterback.
Oh my goodness, Mayor, you're asking me a question it's hard for me to answer.
You have insight, Scott. You're forgetting what a responsible expert you are in these situations.
Well, my insight is that he wouldn't be making those changes down there if they weren't for the better, that's for sure.
All right, Scott Hill, our guest today. Scott, thanks very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
It's been a pleasure watching you
Yes,
as an athlete, and then as a coach, and then now as a person who's involved in the philanthropy of this community. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for this month's show on the Mayor's Magazine. I'm Mick Cornett. I want to thank our guests for coming on this month's show, and I'll see you next month when we have the Mayor's Magazine for April 2013.
Let's buy this TV online.
Do we need a 72-inch screen?
Yeah. You better keep the receipt so that you can pay the use tax, you know?
You say something?
No?
Honey, do we have to pay taxes on it?
Yes, you will owe a use tax on that TV you're buying online. But don't take it from me. I'm just the elephant in the room.
The law requires you pay a use tax on certain out-of-state or online purchases for use in Oklahoma. Visit tax.ok.gov for more information.
Peanuts.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
I'm Lee Criswell with Street Maintenance. Help us while we repair your city streets. Please slow down and be alert in all work zones.